Hello and welcome to my grilled cheese tutorial. My dog is licking the floor. Hi. Pardon my pajamas. Anyway, grilled cheese, you need butter, like, I think that's half a tablespoon. I don't know, I don't count. And you want to cut it in half. And then 2 bread and 2 cheese. So, what you're gonna do first is you separate your breads and you put the 2 cheese in there. Gonna pause. Okay, so now you have your Stanley 2 cheese, your 2 cheeses in there. You want the sides to be lined up with the bread sides so that the cheese distribution is optimal, where they're like folded over in the side, not the side, the middle. I'm like screwing it up because I'm filming right now with one hand, but anyway, you put your bread on your cheeses. You can use whatever cheese you want. I use plastic personally. You can use whatever bread you want. I use plastic personally. I'm microplastics. Anyways, you take one of your butters, preferably the bigger one because I suck at cutting things in half. You put it in your pan. I recommend using a pan that's not full of soap. I just wash this by hand and I suck at it. And then your stove, you put your burner on like medium high. I put mine on like 6.5 to start usually, and then I bump it down to like 5 if I need to. And you wait for your butter to melt. I'll get back to you when it's that. So when your butter's like melting, you want to like squircle it around in a circle to make like a bread-sized like a bread-sized circle in your pan. Normally you want your pan to be heated up enough to the point where the butter is like bubbling when it melts. But I'm lazy and I just like started this and I just turned this heat on basically. Usually for like the optimal cheese grill, you want your butter to be bubbly and like a little bit browned because it adds the flavor and the texture better. But yeah, you just melt your butter in a circle. I think I cut like a little too much butter this time, but that's okay. It'll be fine. We'll grill it and it'll be perfect because love always finds a way. Yeah, you just melt your butter and then whenever it's all the way melted, I just put like way too much fucking butter in here is what's happening. This would have been the right amount of butter if I let the pan heat up some more, but I'm lazy and I'm filming something, so I don't feel like optimally doing anything, so yeah, you like let it be in there. Normally when it's fully melted, I would put the bread in immediately, but again, it's not heated up enough, so I'm just gonna like let the butter cook. I'm just cooking butter right now. I'm cooking a delicious pan full of butter. Work hard to make this house a home. Yeah, just let it bubble. I'm gonna get back to you when it's bubbling. When it starts like kind of like foaming like that, you see how it's like kind of barely like foamy? That's like the minimum amount of bubblage you want before you put the bread in, which I'm gonna do right now. And I bumped my heat up to like a lot just to get the pan heated up. You're gonna bump that way back down after a few minutes, just once you get your pan heated up. You donk your bread in the middle, you squinch it a little, and then you move it upways and like sideways in the butter puddle to get that butter up on the sides and the edges, and you swirl it turnways. Like you just get like every angle of the bread buttered up and like oiled up and delicious. And you just go until like as much butter in the pan is absorbed as possible so that your bread is like so buttery, oiled up, delicious, and like yummy tasty. And then you let it cook for a while. And you let it cook. And my phone microphone like sucks dog water, so you can't hear it, but ideally the pan would be a little bit hotter than this, and you would hear like a sizzling. Like it is sizzling right now, but very quietly. I'm gonna like shut the hell up so maybe you can hear it. You probably can't though. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's like barely sizzling a tiny bit, and it gets like louder the more it cooks. And that's like a good sound. You want it to be like a little sizzly, like a little bit. Not like crazy sizzly, because that's probably like exploding, but like a little. I keep like filming the paper towel. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to cook and film at the same time. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to you when it's time to flip it. Okay, so it started sizzling like a little louder. Like you can kinda, no you can't see, I lied to you. But usually you can see like little butter bubbles at the edge and you hear it sizzling. And that's like them, like, you can tend to flip it by then. And then what you're gonna do is like lift it up and hold it like this while you put the other butter in the same way as before. I need 2 hands to do that, so I'm not gonna film it, but give me 1 minute. Okay, so you got your butter in the pan, you're holding your grilled cheese on the spatula. Yeah, you need 2 hands to put the butter in the pan and like move the pan around to get the circle. I'm currently holding my phone, so I can't do that right now, so, but yeah, you hold this sandwich, you put the butter This is like the bubbling I was talking about. I did like slide it all around crazy style, so that's not ideal, but you do want it to be like bubbled like that. And you flip your sandwich on there. You do the same thing as the front side. You scoot it, you twist it turnways, you A, B, up, right, down, whatever the hell, cheat code. Yeah, and you put it in the middle of your burner. Mine is about right here. And you see how it's like a little toasty, but not quite optimal toasty? If you want yours like boring, you can do that. And like just leave it there and it'll be a little like unmelted. But that's like the starting flip. And then you get that on the other side. And then you just keep flipping it and checking each side like every minute or two or so until both the sides are like as crispy as you want them to be and the cheese is melted. Like, as melted as it can be, it's plastic, but, like, you know what I mean. I did bump my heat up way high, and it is getting a little too hot right now, so what I'm gonna do is turn it back down to, like, 5.5, 6. I only turn it up to, like, 8 when I'm on the first cheese if I'm making multiple, because the first cheese you need to accommodate for the pan heating up and all that. So I usually bump it up, like, a few extra higher so that the pan heats up faster and the butter melts better, and then you just, like, flip your cheese. You can see my temperature was a little too high. It went too fast, but that's, like, a perfect cheese right there. Like, you can tell when it, like, sounds like Minecraft. That's when it's, like, done. Like, that's perfect. But the other side is still kind of bald, and the cheese itself is still kind of, like, not all the way melted. Like, not to my taste. So I will be kind of burning this side a little bit, but the other side is, like, barely toasted, so it should be fine. My voice sounds horrendous right now because I'm sickly and pathetic and it hurts to speak. So, my bad. And also you can, like, as I've been doing, you can keep, like, twisting it turnways and, like, flipping it and moving it and schmoving it, like, throughout the whole process, not just the buttering. But it's, like, crucial to the buttering, but you can just do it whenever you want as well. Yeah, and I have a paper towel here because I always do because I'm boring and I don't like dishes. But you can use, like, a plate or a bowl or whatever you want. You could eat it off a damn cutting board for all I care. Okay, that side, gorgeous. Perfect. Minecraft sound, it's good. Cheese is still a little drippy. I have miscalculated this one because I had this heat up too high, and I'm, like, filming, so I'm off my game. But that's a good griller right there. It's just that the cheese on the edges is a little bit undercooked. But again, if you use the lower temperature and you just have the high temperature to heat up your pan, like if you heat up your pan before you actually start, that's good. But I was like trying to like be in a rush because I just hand washed this pan because it was dirty before. And like I'm filming, so I don't want to spend a billion years like heating up a pan. But like once the butter is like all absorbed into it, it toasts slower. So you can afford to keep flipping it and melting the cheese and like getting a bit toastier each time. But yeah, you like flip it like every minute or so. Like I had that on for like 7:55 and I just 56 and I just flipped it. And it's like barely more toasty, but like toasty enough to make a difference. And it looks like the cheese is about as melted as it needs to be on the edges. So I'm gonna womp it out onto my paper towel, let it cool for like 30 seconds-ish, and then you can eat the crap out of it. The bite cross-section, as you can see, it's very melty, very cheesy, and like crispy, but the bread still has like the thickness to it. It's not like flattened. When I was first learning how to do this, I would like flatten the crap out of the bread and it like sucked. But the point is, like, you squidge it a little to get the butter in there, but you don't like flatten it. So it stays like fluffy but crispy, and like it's super cheesy because I put 2 slices of cheese. If you want, you can just have 1 slice of cheese and like rip it in half to like distribute it further. And like that works, but like if you want less cheese. But I do 2 slices because I like mine like crazy cheese. And I'm gonna eat this.